everyone, Tim here from Untitled Scenics. As you can see, this area is coming together quite well. It is going to be where my main layout's going to end up, but we're not here for that right now. We're here to check out how I built this cool looking N-scale abandoned factory for my mini layout. Guys, don't forget, if you're new here, please do hit that subscribe button and the little bell to be notified for new videos that are coming out. We very much appreciate your support. Now, comments, likes and all that go a long way for the channel, and it also keeps you up to date and involved with what's going on here at Untitled Scenics. But anyway, let's get on with this main video. Now the first thing we do is I get out my box of spares and a couple of old plastic buildings. That way we can make a kit bash. Now I come up with this. I've done this on a live stream and I didn't record it, but we eventually worked out having a bit of a platform for the front for a loading bay, a corridor going to a taller building, and at the back some sort of dropper, hopper, chute sort of thing. It'll all come together when we move on through the video. Now, at this point you can see I'm just undercoating it with a grey. That way the whole building can pretty much be the same sort of colour. After I put the undercoat, this is the first time I've been using a airbrush, so I didn't quite film it, but that was the end result. I then got some weathering powders and completely gone to town on this. We took it to the area on the layout itself where it's going to fit, and as you can see it just snugly fits in this area. That was the whole idea of this part of the layout, was having this abandoned factory. Out at the back here we're going to have the old train line that would have gone in underneath the hoppers. At the front, an old rusted truck sort of thing, abandoned, left for ages, but we got to start on the back cliff here and pull in the rocks. As you can see, these are all made out of plaster Paris in Knox and wooden scenic moulds. We just placed them on the back here and then filled them in with plaster of Paris. Nothing really too special going on, but just before it gets too solid, I rub it all in so it creates a nice solid ground to work on. And I start attacking it with a carving knife just to blend it all in together. It's not too great, as you can see here, because it's all white. So we're going to move on to painting. First of all, I'll just put the ground cover. This is all going to be covered with dirt, so painting it brown is a fantastic idea. That's way it won't bleed through. To put the dirt on, I'm just using pretty much Mod Podge here, neat Mod Podge. Putting it in all the areas we're going to want dirt and grass. I put mud into an old salt shaker. I say mud, this stuff's peat that I use. And put the lid on. The lid's quite holds in quite tough, so you can give it a good old shake and it shouldn't pop off. So here's the whole area covered in dirt. I wasn't going to film it because you guys would have been sat there for just as long as me doing it. We're putting in the old unused track now in the back there. I have cut away a bit because I had a rock in the wrong place. So what I was going to do here is create some sort of landfall that comes over the track. But yeah, the track goes in behind the factory now. As you can see from a bird's eye view, it would have attached to the rest of the line coming from that tunnel in the background. I've gone and put in the rusty truck and a rusty broken boiler, oil boiler of some sort. At this stage I'm adding in the static grass. So with a small paintbrush I put small dabs of glue around areas where I want small patches, not large. And then I will move on to a larger paintbrush because I've got more of a larger area just round here to paint. Well, add glue. So the bigger paintbrush will allow me to get this done a bit quicker. Now I only work in patches because this stuff does dry quite quickly. Again, I'm using neat Mod Podge. On goes the static grass. Now I've got a funny feeling my static grass applicator isn't working properly, although this is 2mm grass. So I am in the market of buying a new one, hopefully within the next week or two. Right, so that's the areas with the static grass, and I've added more of a finer colour dirt on top to create the dirt roads and all, and it looks better than that horrible dark mud. As you can see, it's all come together. I've got to finish this area here, so I'll get on with that. Right, we're moving on to some trees now. I've made these trees ages ago for my son's layout. I've pinched them just to speed this process along, but I think I will at some point put up how I make these trees. Add on a little bit of glue here and just place it in places I would think, if left, a tree or a beginning of a baby tree or something like that, sapling, sorry, would come through, where I thought maybe around this area was ideal. So I've got more of a bigger tree in an open area just around here. Now that tree would have been there for a while, probably when the factory was still open as well, literally alongside the road going down to the factory. Now we're adding in some smaller detail bits. Now I think these are a mixture of woodland scenics and other small other small parts that I can't think off the top of my head. But yeah, they're going to go in place at the front of the factory just here. The old pallet with a crate of some sort, well, box. Got a pile of, I'm not sure what these are, but it's a pile of something, but it looks all right. So a couple of final touches. I get some leaves, crush them down and just sprinkle them over, especially underneath where the tree is and other areas where this sort of debris would be found on the floor. I decided I was going to put in a pile of logs. Now this is just broken down sword that's broken down like bits of bark and that are really small bits. So I thought I'd use these and just paint them more of a darker brown, because the white type of brown, paint them more of a darker brown because they didn't quite look right, the colour they were. So I've just used an ink really, so that'll soak through. Well, that's it in action. A great little addition to the layout. Now, if you guys want to know how I built this cool trestle bridge, please check the video that is popping up at the end of this one. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.